What's up, guys? It's Vince here. Today I want to show you in this video how you can raise your prices on current members without having to take any Xanax whatsoever. And so typically this is usually a big fear, right? Gym owners, they don't want to raise prices on current members. A lot of gym owners are like, oh, I'll raise my prices, on members going forward, but I can't raise my prices on current members. And I've even heard of consultants saying, like, don't ever raise your prices on current members and stuff like that. That couldn't be further from the truth. And so what I want to do is say that on paper, this always makes sense, right? If you raise your prices, raising prices is the fastest way to make more money. But at the end of the day, the thing that stands in our way is how we feel about it, is the anxiety we have about raising prices on our current members. We start going into our head about those conversations that we're going to have with members and what are people going to say, and are people going to think we're greedy and all of that. And at the end of the day, when we just do some simple math equations, we'll start to feel a lot better at it. All right, so that's what I want to do, is make you feel better about raising your prices on current members with some math. Okay, so you ready for me? So the first thing is, let's just say in this situation we have 100 members that are paying you $200 a month, right? So you have a $20,000 a month business, and you have decided that you're going to raise your prices. And let's just say that you choose 20%, right? And that would mean that you would take those same 100 members and you would raise it 20%. 20% in this case would be $240, which would mean that if everybody stayed, that you would have a $24,000 a month business, right? So pretty good, right? A $4,000 increase. And that's one of the good things about price raises, is that a price raise is pure profit, right? My friend Bedros Keuilian says, well, he's not my friend, but Bedros Keuilian says, revenue feeds the ego and profit feeds the family. At the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make more money at your gym, and you want to do things that increase the profit. And a price raise is the fastest way to actually do that. Okay? So what I always do this when I do this with gym owners, and I do this all the time with gym owners, I would say, all right, that are afraid to raise their prices. I say, tell me what the worst case scenario is. Like, so if you were to raise your prices, what do you think that's the most amount of people we lose? So let's just take that question for you. Let's just say you have 100 members, right? And what's the worst possible case scenario? I've never had many people say more than 20. So that's what I did in this situation. So gym owner says, we're going to lose 20 people. So 20 people are going to sign you the pink slip saying, I'm out of here. You raise your prices. You're a piece of crap. Like, get out of here. I don't want anything to do with you. That brings us to 80 members. Okay, 80 members. We're at our new price of $240. The total is $19,200. Looking very, very similar, a little less, but very similar to the original 20K, with 20 less people, with 20 possible spots to add. Man, that sounds like a decent decision to do that. And so now I want you to think about, let's just say that you do some work and you get it back from 80 to 100, okay? And you get it back to 100, and now you're at that 240 clients a month. We're at that $24,000. Now that's a $4,000 per month increase in profit. If we take that by the year, that's $48,000 more in profit for the year based on that what decision. If you don't grow at all, if you stay at that 100 member mark, if you stay at that 100 member mark over 10 years, we now have a $500,000 of an increase in profit if we do that over 10. And so now look at this decision. It's like, oh, this is not just a decision to raise my prices by 20% from $200 to $240. This is a $500,000 profit increase that I will have over the likelihood of it. So I found that when sometimes you just take the fear away, you step back and you be like, all right, let me look at this logically on paper. Well, not my emotions, not my, what is this person going to say? What is that person to say? But what if I just took and they actually looked at the data and actually looked at the numbers, and the reality of the situation is it's usually not that bad. usually the worst case scenario that you have in your head is the thing that you build up and build up and build up, and a lot of times it never happens, and most of the time it doesn't. And so this is a situation where we're going to make a whole lot more money from one really, really big decision. Again, I'm not saying it's not an easy decision, okay? But most of the time, if the business isn't doing well financially, it impacts everybody around. It impacts the staff, it impacts the clients. Everyone gets impacted when the business isn't making enough money. And so if you need to do that, this is a really, really good option. Now, there's one situation where I would say be careful and tread carefully with raising your prices. And that is if you have a leaking bucket, okay, on attrition. Maybe you have a lot of people that you're losing. Typically, if you're a small group training facility like the ones that I work with, we're anywhere from a 3 to a 5% attrition rate. Okay, and so what that means is if you have those 100 members, if you had a 5% attrition rate, you'd be losing 5 people a month, which if you really do the math on that, this is more math, you're looking at 60 clients a year that you're gonna lose. And that's if you're doing a pretty good job. But all of a sudden, if you have a 10% attrition rate and the 100 members, you're losing 10 people a month, you're basically losing all your clients over the course of a year. Raising your prices is probably not going to make that better. And so that's where you would tread carefully. But most of the people, if they're doing a good job and you have a solid attrition rate, making a decision to raise prices on current members is the fastest way for you to grow your profit. And so if you want more information on this, we have a whole guide to raising your prices. It's about I think it's like a 16-page PDF guide that teaches you exactly how to do it. It teaches you the letter to write. What do you say to your clients when you're raising your prices? And it goes into all the details about how to raise your prices. In the description, there's a link and you can download that for free. My gift to you for staying with me and watching this video. But if you are going to raise your prices, you do want to communicate it in the right way. And this guidebook will tell you everything you need to know about it. So click the link in the description. Check out the guidebook, and hopefully this was a helpful video for you. Thanks so much.